Welcome to Film School Dropouts, a movie podcast in which each season we cover a director's full filmography, as long as it isn't David Dobkins. I'm not covering the fucking Judge. You're not getting me to do the David Dobkins experience, okay? I'm not doing it.
I don't care how much I like list.
I don't care how much I like Eurovision. We're not doing it.
Oh, come on. Eurovision was good.
I was going to actually kill off Brett Ratner's chances, but then you got me going on the Judge, and I got really angry. So
we got to talk about this massacre that you're just slicing these directors.
Okay, I'll figure this out. I want to actually keep a list of directors who I've excommunicated from the podcast.
I think I added 10 more recently.
You added more directors for us to
cover?
Yeah. No, I want to have a list of directors who I've said we are not going to cover. I want to know who it is, because I know I like Ron Howard. I might backpedal on Ron Howard.
You're absolutely going to backpedal on Ron Howard.
I would relent to Ron Howard, but like other ones like fucking the Russo brothers, and I'm not doing that. You're going to have to do me a lot of favors for me to do Robert Zemeckis.
I'm just thinking instead of just executing these directors, just slicing them off, we just slide them right to the bottom of the list, and we'll get to them.
I like the definitive nature of me saying never, so that one day you can convince me to do them, and it'll be like a whole switch,
the whole thing.
Yeah. But I'm cutting off David Dobkins today. I'm not doing it. The Wedding Crashers, sure, but
come on,
I'm not doing your
all-time.
All-time.
Listen, Wedding Crashers is one of the all-time great comedies.
It is. I love it. It has aged poorly. It has aged worse than most movies have aged, but I do love it. But he did The Judge, which is one of the most grueling cinematic experiences anyone's ever. It's the most twisted movie I've ever seen, and I don't want to do it. But anyways, this season we are covering the films of Paul Thomas Anderson, and today's episode is on Inherent Vice. My name is James, and I am here with my far-out co-host, Brent.
Groovy, dude.
Groovy. So like I said, we're covering Inherent Vice today. Very exciting episode. It's actually our penultimate PTA episode. We only have one episode left after Inherent Vice.
Yeah, and I actually looked, and I wanted to see if he had anything in the pipeline coming, but I haven't.
He's got one. He
does have one coming.
Yep, December.
Oh, you know what? I looked at a flashback to our season 1. I looked up. Nolan still has nothing in the pipe.
No, I don't think he's announced his next project, but
no.
PTA already filmed his next movie. Apparently, it's called Soggy Bottom. It's got Bradley Cooper, and I think Philip Seymour Hoffman's son is also in the movie.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think his name's Cooper Hoffman, I think.
Oh, he's probably amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So we're excited for that. But we have 2 episodes left. So we're going to knock one out today, talking about Inherent Vice, one of the funniest movies of the last decade, in my opinion. Before we get to that, let's cover some little movies.
So sticking with the theme of getting out of the 90s, I think this is actually the same dang year that I chose the last one. Yeah, it is. 2002. Unreal.
Brent, I just want you to know, be true to yourself. If the 90s is where you're comfortable, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm very comfortable, like in the 90s. You know this. I'll live in the 90s.
I love it.
But I actually wanted to talk about my favorite foreign language film of all time. In this segment, because we're not going to cover these directors. It's co-directors, Katja Lund.
Okay.
And Fernando Marizellis.
What's this movie?
Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce it. It's called City of God.
Oh, I've never seen City of God.
It's
I know it's like it's about a city of God. What if there was a city that God made?
There you go.
And I have no idea what the movie's about. I have no idea. Got to the next part. No, go ahead.
No, it starts off. The whole movie's based pretty much around the lives of these 2 young boys. It starts off with them as kids, and they kind of diverge. They go separate forks in separate paths.
Yeah,
one of them kind of becomes like the observer to the city of God and all its activities, while the other one becomes this kind of like this kingpin, like this crime kingpin. And it's it gets intense because as everything, they get older and everything kind of just ratchets up. The main kid, the observer, his name's Rocket, and he just basically has a camera. He's a photographer, and he's just documenting. It's great. Love it.
I've heard so much about it. I will add it to my watch
list.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard so much about it. That sounds fascinating. I also am bringing a foreign language film to the table today.
Get out of here.
I'm not getting out of here.
That's a coincidence.
We actually might cover this director one day. I'm a little bit iffy about it because it'll probably end up just being like 10 episodes of me being like, well, this is the best movie ever made, and then moving on with my life. So I don't know how fun that'll be for us. But the movie came out in 2004. Sorry, I almost said 7. Movie came out in 2004. The movie is called 2046, and it's directed by Wong Kar-wai, my beloved Wong Kar-wai.
Tell me a little bit about it.
So I don't want to get too far into it because I think this movie is sort of hard to explain, just to pitch to you, but it is a sequel to his 2000 movie In the Mood for Love. And it's maybe one of the greatest movies ever made. And I'm not even trying to be like, oh, listen to what I have to say. This is the greatest movie ever made. I was watching it and I was just sort of sitting in stunned silence about like the scope of it, because what he does with this movie is he uses all of the mythology from his past filmography. He literally will pull in themes, lines, literal characters from all of his films, and he weaves them into this like massive story that kind of tapers off into like this heartbreaking romance. It's kind of unbelievable. Like once you go through all of his movies and watch 2046 at the end, it's just a great movie full of the hottest actors on the planet.
2049.
2046.
2046.
Yeah, this is not Blade Runner.
Oh,
doesn't have much in common with Blade Runner.
No, why did my head just go right there?
No, you're programmed. You're like a replicant or whatever they're called.
You got it.
Called? Yes, I nailed it. All right, good for me.
Bonus points if you can name the main character in the movie.
Oh God, it's like Decker or Deck. Is it Deckard?
Deckard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Nailed it. I got bonus points, folks.
Oh,
yeah. So that's the movie I'm bringing today. I watched it yesterday and was just very excited. Watched it on Wong Kar-wai's birthday. We're recording this on the day after his birthday. Happy birthday, Wong. You're one of my favorite filmmakers ever.
Interesting that it's a sequel, and you'd say it's better than the original, huh?
It's sort of a he has these 3 movies that he considers like a loose trilogy: Days of Being Wild, In the Mood for Love, and 2046. They're more thematically linked. In the Mood for Love and 2046 are like actual, they're like the same characters are in them, whereas Days of Being Wild is more of like a thematic predecessor to those two. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that like In the Mood for Love is one of the best like romance movies ever made. I love that movie so much, but I think 2046 is sort of like just like a towering movie that you can't deny. So there's that. Right. I don't know. Maybe this is me just planting the seed, trying to convince you to do Wong Kar-wai.
Yeah, it sounds like you're planting some seeds right now.
I might be just going out to the garden and planting some seeds. So,
well, maybe I'll take a look at our director list and I'll put him on it.
I think he's on it.
All right. So, Inherent Vice. How many times have you seen this movie?
This is probably the 4th or 5th time.
Okay. Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Vaguely. So, like Inherent Vice. I guess. Well, yeah. Let's dive into it. So, Inherent Vice. The first time I saw Inherent Vice, it was another home viewing. I honestly just missed this one. Like, I don't know. Like, I talked about my depressive episode that made me not go see Master when it came out. I didn't have a reason for really missing Inherent Vice, except for the fact that like I almost just didn't realize it came out, because you can look up the numbers for this one, but this thing lost a ton of money. This was not a moneymaker, so I'm sure it wasn't in theaters for super long. No,
that's pretty much, I feel like, how everyone came across this movie, as it just kind of came out, and like I feel like it was just all of a sudden there. And I remember I saw it once before, and then I saw it for this review.
Yeah.
But it kind of just it didn't do much for me at first. I was just like, whatever. And that's I talked to my cousin actually about it too, and he said, and he's he loves Paul Thomas Anderson, not as much as you, but it's up there for him.
Sure.
And he said it was almost the exact same thing. He kind of put it on, and it maybe he couldn't really focus on it or whatnot. But
so that's not the case for me. The first time I saw it, I like couldn't stop laughing and thought it was like the most charming thing I've ever seen. But like, I just like, speaking of the initial release when it came out in theaters, it literally felt like one day I went to the theaters and I saw a poster for Inherent Vice, and I was like, man, what the fuck is that? And I looked closer. I'm like, wait, Paul Thomas Anderson? This is Paul Thomas Anderson movie? And then like the next day it was just out of theaters because it made no money. So that was one that I waited to see at home. And this movie, I mean, like, just cutting ahead to like my overall sort of consensus on this movie is I love it to pieces. It is completely incoherent. You cannot follow it. The plot is impossible to describe. But it's just like a whole vibe, man. I talked about this on the Tenet episode. It's just nonsense and vibes and like me just laughing my ass off at all these really funny sight gags.
Well, I'm a bit torn.
Sure. Yeah. This is not one I'm gonna really fight anyone on. Like,
no,
if you go to a movie because you want to like watch a movie and understand what's going on, this is probably a bad movie to watch.
Well, okay. Let's start talking about. He's a private detective. We're back with Joaquin Phoenix. This is back-to-back movies with Joaquin.
Walking the walk again.
So you already know he's gonna be bringing it, which he does.
Yep.
The cast is huge. Katherine Waterston. I hadn't seen her since that John Leguizamo, the Babysitters.
Oh God, what?
Yeah, just the last time I had seen Katherine Waterston was in this John Leguizamo kind of like I think it was like a little small budget indie movie or something called The Babysitters, where she's just like the dads are paying these babysitters to not only watch their kids but to do them also, and it's like this hidden. Yeah, it's a creepy movie. Anyway, but she was really good in it, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna see more of her. But then I didn't see anything of her until this. I've seen her in like 2 movies.
Okay.
I think she's talented. Obviously, her dad's
the great Sam Waterston, right?
We love him. So that whenever there's like, because everyone loves him. So when she's got that like lineage, I don't know.
I love Katherine Waterston. Like she's just one who anytime she shows up, I'm like, okay, I'm in good hands.
Yeah, this is another beautiful movie. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks great. No, let's keep talking about the cast, because this cast is kind of unique among all of his other casts. It is super deep bench. You got like tons of people that just keep popping up constantly, right? But the difference is none of them are really connected. Like in The Master, you got a pretty deep bench of characters. You got a bunch of people in Boogie Nights, but they're all, commingling and stuff. Inherent Vice is so much weirder because it's just like Joaquin Phoenix is playing Doc Sportello. He's a PI who's got to try and find out where his friend Shasta went. And in doing that, he just kind of has one-on-one scenes with a bunch of people, and rarely do they like interconnect. Like Jenna Malone pops up in the scene. Oh, there's Owen Wilson. And now, here comes Benicio del Toro. And then who's that? Oh, Josh Brolin's here for half the movie. And it just keeps going on. Eric Roberts shows up in a scene. Like all these characters pop up almost in cameo-esque appearances.
Well, that's the thing. Like you spend like the first hour of this movie with him basically just questioning people. That's the whole first hour of this movie, is going from place to place, just questioning.
So, pretty much. And like, he's stoned out of his mind, and he's just sort of like,
yeah. Because I remember I hit the pause button. I'm like, oh my God, is he still questioning people? It's 55 minutes in. So now I have a list of a gazillion names with no faces.
It never pays off.
It does not pay
off.
No,
there's no like mystery that gets solved.
But his big quest, his main quest, gets resolved about halfway through. So and then he's doing side quests the rest of.
Yeah. But they're all kind of related to like what he's doing. But I mean, this movie's like a throwback to like old 70s detective movies and like the hard-boiled like detective novels of the 30s and 40s. It's just got that vibe where it's like, instead of like a whodunit where, someone like, oh, here's the master clue and we figured it out. It's just like some drunk idiot walking around and like, well, he just sort of stumbles into a clue and he's like, oh, I guess this is something. And then he passes out and the next morning he solves the crime just on accident. That's sort of the whole vibe of this movie. It's just like Doc Sportello just bumbling around being an idiot and I don't know, like solving random shit, even though he shouldn't be because he's so dumb.
Well, that's the thing, though. The movie does show you a scene where he outsmarts Bigfoot.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. You're right. I mean, I'm giving him a little bit less credit than he deserves. I think he is smart.
I think you just hate hippies.
Maybe a little. No. I might kind of hate it. Are you a Bigfoot or are you a Doc? You're a Bigfoot.
I'm definitely a Bigfoot.
You're definitely a Bigfoot.
That's Josh Brolin. Obviously, we got to talk about him because
should have been nominated for an Oscar for this movie.
He was really. I didn't like him at first.
My favorite performance of his. The more like without any kind of questioning. This is the best he's ever.
Yeah, the more he was on screen, the more I liked his performance.
He's unbelievable. It's one of the funniest performances I've ever seen.
Okay.
Do you not think this movie's as funny as I do?
I guess that brings me to my next point.
Yeah, let's hear
I
it.
don't think Paul Thomas Anderson does comedy well.
You are so wrong.
How about
that
this?
is the thing I think he does best.
What if it's just like like
This
totally your
movie's
opinion,
so
man.
funny. Exactly. Exactly. That's just like your opinion, man. No, this movie's so fucking funny. And it's not funny on like a, like how funny the jokes are in Bridesmaids. This movie's funny in like Joaquin Phoenix staring at Josh Brolin eat a fucking chocolate banana for 45 seconds, or like the physical comedy that Joaquin Phoenix does in this movie. When he walks towards the police department and that one cop body checks him and he like fully falls on the ground like he's in a slapstick comedy. I just lose my fucking mind. I rewound that like 3 times.
I think I found myself
shit that's so
2 to 3 times where I laughed out loud.
I laughed.
The rest of the time, I just had most of the time it barely got a smile.
Oh my God. You have no soul, sir.
It just wasn't my style.
Fucking when one of the funniest scenes. This is why I think this movie's so funny. Is Josh Brolin plays everything like such a big bully.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also at the same time like incredibly like fragile. Like the scene at the end where like his wife like berates him and chases him into the room. That's great. But one of the funniest scenes of the past probably 10, 15 years in filmmaking, in my opinion. Now, this is coming from a guy, I just like a couple episodes said that The Nice Guys is like one of the funniest movies ever made. So like these like comedy detective movies just fucking get me going, especially when there's like a buddy element to it, which like Bigfoot and Doc definitely have like a weird sort of rivalry buddy,
The Nice Guys is 10 times funnier than this movie.
The Nice Guys is, yeah. I don't know.
Now
the Nice Guys
I'm putting a gun to your head, making you compare.
It's they're so different because The Nice Guys is like written to be funny and like
that's my style.
Yeah, I get that. Paul Thomas Anderson said like he was inspired by like the Zucker brothers, like Airplane. Like he was like, that's the kind of comedy I want to do, is like sight gags like in fucking Airplane.
Yeah, you could tell. I don't think he nailed them.
So I think he
like the outburst looking at the photo all of a sudden.
It's so funny.
I felt like it was trying so hard with that.
Oh my God. When he looks at the photo and screams, it is the funny. That's maybe oh God, I love it so much. Anyways, the scene I want to
know what trying too hard is when Bigfoot crushes the door down like he's the Kool-Aid man.
That scene's insane. We'll get to that scene because that scene is like
by this
being beamed from another.
You get where my head is at by this point. I'm like,
I guess I just disagree. Like everything that you're complaining about, I'm like, yeah, that's what's funny about this movie. That's what makes me cry when I watch it.
It's like the frozen banana.
It's so funny.
No, that's actually the first part where I did laugh at because
I want to get this line.
All because of Brolin though. Not so much Phoenix, but Brolin.
Well, I mean, Brolin just deadpanning eating that fucking banana.
Come on.
No, but when you see Phoenix just like in the background, in focus, creeping up and looking at him for 40 seconds, it's so good. But the line that breaks me when I watch this movie is early in the movie when Shasta goes missing and Bigfoot calls Doc and he's like, she's gone, man. And he's obviously drawing it out to make it sound like Shasta's dead. And then he just said, she went all groovy on us. I fucking lose my mind when he says that.
That was the next part I laughed out loud.
She went all groovy on us, man.
I just loved how mad he got and hung up the phone. He's like, fuck you, Bigfoot. Like
this movie, I will say, here's where I'm gonna relent to you a tiny bit. First time I watched it, I mean, kind of just loved it because it's totally my tempo. The more I watch this movie, the funnier it gets, and like I pick up on like the little things that just at the end when Bigfoot calls Doc and the wife picks up the phone and she starts screaming at Joaquin Phoenix, and then it cuts to Joaquin and he just says, well, he called me, man. Like he's like just deadpans that too. There's so much little stuff like that I picked up on watching this so many times. But I don't know, like that's the kind of movie this is. It's like Miami Vice. It's like it's just like one of those movies where I have to turn. I tried to decipher this movie while watching it this time, and it made it a worse viewing experience. Like when I'm sitting here trying to follow the plot, I'm like not having a good time.
I watched that first scene, probably 10 times because I'm trying to just get all this information.
Yeah, no, you just got it. You can't with this movie.
I feel like I always miss something, and
you didn't this time.
No,
no, because here's the thing: I could tell you like all the scenes that I love of this movie and like some of the strands that I like. I could not wrap this movie up for you and tell you what happens in it. I don't know what the plot is. Like 45 minutes to an hour into the movie, you're like, oh, there's a lot going on here, and then like 20 minutes later, Martin Short shows up and he's like snorting cocaine and like hooking up with underage women. You're like, wait, what is this? And then he's gone for the movie.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he's fucking Martin Short. We love him.
You don't get to see him flex like that.
No. But yeah,
so
this movie's just
and it was
full
gone.
of that. Yeah. And then like Owen Wilson shows up and is just like whispering in the fog. And you're like,
you want to know about trying too hard? Have Martin Short walk out of the room with his pants down. Like, God, dude. Also, I don't like narrators. I think I came to that conclusion.
I get that. I think that some movies pull it off better than others. I really love the narration in this movie, partially because it sort of adds to like the completely just incoherent Sortilege is kind of I kind of think she's not a real character. I don't think she exists.
They have the scene early on where, because she's narrating from his passenger seat, and then the next shot is the camera where she's gone, so she's not there.
I don't think she exists, yeah, but I do think that she has some sort of weird like mythical presence in the movie, because at the end of the movie, Shasta says like Sortilege knows us better than we know ourselves, so she kind of confirm. I don't know. It's a weird one to get your head around.
Yeah, because I thought there is another scene where she's in the passenger seat and she's talking to Doc.
Yeah, I think she's in Doc's head for sure, and maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't think she's.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Half the time I couldn't even hear what she's saying because I'm focusing on the movie. Yeah, it's like, they're pulling my brain into. You already got a laundry list of names. I'm trying to.
You're pulling your brain into like 4 different directions.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
the Sortilege like narration I like. So this movie's adapted from a Thomas Pynchon novel. It's I think still the only movie that has ever been adapted from a Thomas Pynchon novel. And apparently what Paul Thomas Anderson did is when he adapted this screenplay, he literally adapted the entire book, like word for word, sentence for sentence, so that he could have like a huge screenplay to cut down to size. So the narration is in there because like he used the actual words from the book.
Yeah, and trying to stay true to it.
And I think that kind of works in the weird, like stoner, like poetic kind of nature of this story. But I mean, yeah, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Like I can't convince. Like narration is a tough thing to nail.
Like,
and I don't think they fully nail it.
Doper's ESP, Doc. Like, yeah, I don't.
She says some shit in this movie that is like.
I don't need none of that, and it made me. I made a frowny face next to that line. Wow. I wrote that. Yeah, did not like sad. That. Yeah.
Doper's ESP, Doc.
No, you want to know? Trying too hard. Have what is that? The vagina bar where they just start
the
going to town.
Special.
Sure.
Listen, man, this is an over-the-top movie. It's basically a slapstick comedy. Like, I think the thing that's maybe a little bit prickly about it is like you're expecting a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and the fact that he is doing like goofball like shit is a little weird because the movie is still made gorgeously and very prestigiously.
Sure, I don't know. It just comes off as a serious guy trying to do comedy and just not
it.
No.
Wait, okay. Well, fucking. I think you're so wrong about that because like it's not.
I found myself bored. I was bored.
I will. All right. Here's my only complaint with this movie because I do love this movie. Here's my only complaint. It's maybe 70 minutes too long. It's like 2.5 hours. I do get, and it's not that like the second half bores me. It's just that there are times where it lulls and then like it'll pick back up and like something really exciting or funny will happen. And then it'll kind of go back down. It's 2.5 hours long. It does not need to be that long.
Right. After he solved the main quest, finding Shasta, which was very unceremoniously to begin with. And I just wanted to kill her right there. Like she's so nonchalant about like all the stuff she just goes. After he wrapped up that main quest, I was just like, I don't really care. Like, I guess we want to see Owen Wilson. Okay,
the Owen Wilson thing I liked, but again, you are like kind of exhausted at that point.
He was safe. Like I didn't feel like if he was in jeopardy or whatnot, but he was hiding out. Wasn't he getting watched?
No, he was. No, he was, he was like in the hands of the FBI and Nazis. Like, he was not safe.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I like the whole Owen Wilson thing. And I think it would, if the movie was like, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes shorter, I think that Owen Wilson like ending would be really like almost triumphant in a way, but you're really exhausted at 2 hours and 30 minutes. So even the good ending is a little bit like, okay, I'm still here. Like, yeah.
Well, and you get 2 scenes with Owen Wilson, and to be honest, those scenes left a lot to be desired too.
Ooh,
I like
really
the first one, not so much, but at the same, even the first one, there's so many names without faces, and I'm just trying to keep track of everything. Now Owen Wilson's bringing in a whole other list of people that are messing.
Golden Fang and like,
right, like there's 3 different Golden Fangs. There's
4 parties at work. There's like Nazis, the FBI, like Bigfoot's police crew,
and there's names
the Golden Fang.
There's the Golden Fang. That's the smuggling ring. There's the Golden Fang. That's the ship.
The
Golden Fang.
The dentists.
The dentist.
I see. This is kind of what I love about this movie. Like, what you hate is what I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, this isn't a movie that I try to follow at all. And I think I tried to follow it for like a half hour this viewing and just gave up because it made the movie like less interesting to me. When I was like, okay, who's doing what? I don't give a fuck. Like, it's nice when Joaquin Phoenix just shows up at Eric Roberts' foot and he's like, hi, little hippie. Like, that's fucking hilarious. I mean, people on the set of the movie said that it was like controlled chaos. Like, they would show up to set, they would like, be talking to PTA. No one would really know what like the scene was supposed to be, but they all felt really confident because they were allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. So PTA like showed up and was just like, yeah, let's just fucking have fun with this one. Like, who cares? And it is just sort of the vibe of Doc wandering around LA, just being stoned and trying to solve crimes. Like, I don't know. I don't need much more than that. I don't need there to be like, oh, look at all the things that are interlacing. And like, we have a ton of movies like that. We don't have any movies like this that are just like, I don't know, like high art farce comedies. That doesn't exist.
Sure. I mean, so you get a little payoff at the end when,
I'm so surprised you don't like the scene where he screams at the photo. It is so fucking good.
If there was any response to it.
That's what makes it funny.
Like a normal person.
There's no normal people in this movie. Get out of here.
For crying out loud.
Oh my God. It's so fucking funny. He just takes the picture and right back to normal.
She with no reaction from her, whatever. It happens every 10 minutes to her.
Oh, it's so fucking good. So good. Jenna Malone kills it.
Yeah, I think she's decent.
She's fine. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. She's in like a scene and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see her very much, and she does her thing. But I don't know. She's Owen Wilson's
she's the Owen Wilson's wife. Yeah.
Yeah. That he can't.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell you what Owen Wilson's story is in this. He's like a sax player or something, and then he like fakes his own death so he could be an informant for the FBI maybe or something.
I think that's why I felt uninterested, because I wasn't connected to any of these.
You didn't get high enough is the problem.
Man, I tried to get right on there with Doc's level.
You needed to get much higher. You just got to submit. You just got to give up on this movie is the thing.
No, that's the thing, because it does the opposite. As soon as like I'll smoke and then I'll put it on. I got my pad ready. I'm ready to start logging everything in my brain. Okay. That's why I ended up watching that first scene 10 times.
Do you want to see my notes? You ready? Here are my notes. I have none on the actual movie right here.
Oh.
I didn't take notes on this movie. What am I going to take notes on? Yeah, this is fucking funny when Doc gets high and like, Reese Witherspoon tells him he has dirty feet. Like, there's nothing to this movie.
Like, I don't like. What was she doing here? Like, I don't.
She's a DA that he dates.
I know. It's just I don't know. Like, I saw Reese Witherspoon and I got excited. I'm like, oh, I forgot she was in this, and then I didn't care. Like,
no one except for really like Brolin and Phoenix are the only two who have like a lot of meat to chew on. Everyone else is essentially a cameo role. And then Del Toro comes in and just like throws heat for like 45 seconds.
Yeah, you just see him walk up while he's at the police station. You're like, oh, who's this guy?
It's like a maritime police officer.
I thought it was his lawyer.
He might be a lawyer.
I thought
but he's also like a sea cop.
Yeah, there was a line in there about him with him.
I mean, the great line where Brolin says, I'm gonna kick him. And he says, you're gonna kick him? That's assault. Every line's so good.
Oof.
Oh God, not enough movies like this. That's what I say.
Really?
See, I think PTA does comedy better than pretty much anyone else because it's not like, oh, look at all these fun like SNL lines. It's like actual like human, like Phantom Thread is one of the funniest fucking movies like to come out of 2017. It is such a fucking good comedy because it's like these like you'll just get moments between these characters and you're like, I can't fucking believe they said that. Or, you know, like the looks that they give each other is so like, oh my God, it's so tense and like just, it's all behavioral. It's not about like, man, Judd Apatow really let these stoners write funny jokes for him. You know, it's not like that at all.
I don't know. It's
a different brand of comedy.
For someone who loves Rick and Morty as much as you do,
sure, I like it.
That's smart comedy for me.
This is also smart comedy. It's just that this just doesn't make any sense.
Then is it? I don't know.
But Rick and Morty is like the huge difference. Rick and Morty is like overwritten, and that's the point. Like it's just like they set up all these jokes so that they can knock them all down, and everything has to be about whatever the next thing is, and it's all written. Everything in like all the fucking funny stuff in Inherent Vice is like Joaquin Phoenix getting on the head with a bat and then like turning around to swing before he passes. It's all physical and like weird and in the moment. There's nothing that's like overwritten to be like funny.
So how about this? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not that Paul Thomas Anderson doesn't do comedy well. Maybe it's Joaquin Phoenix.
No, he's funny. I just disagree with you. I think this movie's very funny and it's successful when it's being funny. That's the only part I like about this movie is the comedy.
Well, that is a fork in the road right there.
Oh God, good fucking movie. Yeah, I don't really have like a lot on this one. It's kind of, yeah, I don't know. Like Doc, his girlfriend goes, or I don't know, ex-lover, whatever, old gal, she goes missing. She gets like swept away by Marty Wolfman, who's like a real estate developer who's in league with these Nazis, but also is in league with the FBI or something.
That's another thing.
I
watched that opening scene 10 times.
No.
And listen, in nothing, I got all the details. I was ready to go, and it didn't matter. And I was like,
yeah, none of it matters.
Not a single bit.
And then like I don't know, there's like some drug cartel called the Golden Fang, and then the Golden Fang also operates like a rehab facility so that they can like hook their people on drugs and then run the people through the rehab facility and make money both ways. But then that's also being reinforced by the Nazis or something. And then Owen Wilson's an informant for some reason. I don't know. Like this is all
I can't tell you. I can't tell you really.
This is like my brain just firing off synapses. That's all this movie. Like, you know, that's what it feels like. But yeah, here's where you went wrong is, yeah, you tried to watch that opening scene 10 times. What you needed to do, watch that opening scene, and as soon as Inherent Vice, boom, just pops up on the screen, it's all vibes for the rest of the movie, baby. You just fucking gotta just lean back.
I think I did that my first viewing.
Okay.
And that's why I thought I didn't like it, because I was like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't care as much. No. So that's why I think I didn't like it the first time. So this time I was like, no, this is a real review. Let's knock it out. Let's pay attention. Let's get in. Let's dive into it.
And then I showed up and I was just like, no plot, just vibes. Fuck it. Like,
I'm like, hey. I will say I am excited for the Phantom Thread though.
Oh gosh. I think this movie is, I don't know, it's just like endlessly fun. You can like watch this movie while like surfing through the phone and like look up every like 25 minutes and be like, this is a fun little scene. You don't really need to know what's going on. It's just like good actors that you love to see like being goofy and weird with each other. That's about it.
He completed the final quest when he gets Owen Wilson safe. He's like, well, I'm good to go. I got the phone call from blah blah himself.
Yeah.
You're a bad hombre.
You're a bad hombre.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
that's a decent line. But again, it's minimal payoff for, and I just didn't like. I'm supposed to feel happy that Owen Wilson's go see his wife and kids, but did I?
I mean, you're not like, I don't know. You're not supposed to like be cheering or anything. I
don't know. Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know. This isn't like, I think coming off of There Will Be Blood and The Master, it's fucking totally okay for him to be like, yeah, I don't know. I just want to make like a weird, incoherent hippie.
It's coming off to 3 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he can fucking have some fun. Like it doesn't, that's the thing I love about this movie. It's just like, I don't know, whatever. Here's a movie that like a director could just have some fun. It doesn't all need to be like deadly serious. Like, you know, oh my God, fucking Adam Sandler's just breaking down and crying into his palms.
Oh,
you know?
God.
I love that movie. Again. I mean, I love that movie more than this movie for sure. But like, yeah, I don't know, this movie's just so fun for me. Sorry, that's all I have for you folks. I don't really have like well thought out stuff. I could just repeat lines that I like a lot, and that's about it.
Well, if you're listening out there, let me know what whose side you're on here. Is Paul Thomas Anderson bad at comedy? Is Joaquin Phoenix bad at comedy? Or am I bad at reviewing?
You're not bad at reviewing. You're allowed to not like the movie. It's just, I don't know.
No, it's one or the other.
It's one or the other. It has to be. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what else? I really like the fucking line where he shoots the guy at the end and he just yells, "Did I hit you?" That's good. That's a good one. We can talk about the crazy scene where Josh Brolin breaks into his room at the end, because that scene is like,
okay.
That scene
here's another
pure
Josh
madness.
Brolin. He plays Bigfoot, the super cop.
Yeah, Christian Bigfoot Bjornsson.
Yeah, he's
not a super cop. He's, like they say in the movie, a walking civil rights violation.
Yeah,
great line.
Yeah, he's actually getting some heat and whatever. But he cited the one article that said they're like, he's the most
the Renaissance cop.
Yeah, the Renaissance cop.
God.
So I don't know, but so his partner in the movie was killed before the movie starts.
Yeah, sure, I guess. Yeah.
When the whole the climax of the movie where Joaquin Phoenix is about to get killed or
by UFC fighter Keith Jardine.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, it was.
He wasn't bad.
No, he's pretty good in the movie.
Yeah,
he's like pretty imposing and funny.
So like there's a little shootout bit, or Doc escapes, kills 2 people. Yeah. As soon as he opens the door to the garage, Bigfoot's there.
Yep, he's there stealing all the cocaine.
And I'm just like, Bigfoot, you just lost a partner, and he's like, "No, I trusted you to do it."
Yeah, I don't think Bigfoot actually like gave a fuck. He was like, "Yeah, I saw you shooting down at the range. I knew you'd be fine. Whatever, let's go."
Yeah, I don't know. He lost his partner, and just seeing it, like he's sitting there while Doc's getting shot at. It's the whole thing. I'm like, what? Go save him. You don't want to lose another one.
I mean, they're not really partners. They're like unwilling partners is kind of the thing.
Yeah, throughout the movie, you get the impression that Doc doesn't like, or
they don't like each other,
right? But at the same time, you do get some scenes where you see that Doc or Bigfoot does care, like a little bit.
They kind of respect each other more than anything.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck. Like, I don't know. I want to talk about the finals, the scene where they say goodbye to each other or whatever, because it's just Joaquin like rolling a blunt. Bigfoot barges through the door like the Kool-Aid man, like you said. He just literally kicks the door down, like walks over all this glass, and then like eats Joaquin Phoenix's blunt. They both say the same line to each other at the same time, which is really weird. They say like, "Sorry about last night." Wait, why do you have anything to be sorry for? And then he picks up the plate of weed and like gobbles it up and then leaves. It's the most bizarre scene ever.
Yeah, it's bizarre because no one would ever do any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's entering the room like the Kool-Aid man, knocking down a door. No one eats weed.
Yeah, it's insane.
Unless it's like cooked in, I guess, an edible or something, but not raw, not just like
Bigfoot just fucking getting it.
Yeah, it shows how non-hippie he is if he's that off about how weed works.
Doesn't understand how weed works. Yeah, that scene's insane. I laugh my ass off. I think it's great. And then the movie just kind of ends with Shasta and Doc like sitting in a car driving off into the sunset together.
Yeah, just showing that he learned absolutely nothing, and he's just
this movie's not about anything. I'm sorry that you.
Why did I watch it?
Because it's funny. And it's a good time.
I didn't laugh.
You watched it wrong. You watched this movie wrong. It's not for you. Oh God. No, this is
honestly my favorite line was from that scene when Doc he finally you get a little bit of like mutual respect. He asks, "Are you okay?" Because Bigfoot is just having a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just that's a little bit of heart,
like,
because
if
I wasn't getting humor
down, like
if I wasn't getting humor, at least I wanted heart. So,
oh God, you're getting plenty of humor. Funniest movie of the decade. There's that scene's weird because like a tear streams down his face while Bigfoot's eating all his weed, and then he like buries his hand in his face, and he's like so confused, like what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
So he's in on it.
Yeah.
Sorry that you had to watch this movie.
No, don't apologize for Paul Thomas Anderson's film Inherent Vice.
I mean, I definitely won't. I recommend this movie. This movie's fucking great.
I think we're ready for the rating.
Yeah, this is gonna be a short review. I can't go through the plot of this one. It's literally impossible. I don't to anyone listening who hasn't seen the movie, don't try to follow the plot. That's not what this movie's like. That's not where the joy of this movie is at all. Like I probably should have warned you about that before we watched it again. But whatever. Like it's just, lay back, half pay attention, just watch the weird shit unfold and like I don't just vibe out to it. That's the whole thing this movie's doing.
Yeah, I felt as lost as I did with Tenet, and more bored.
Wow, yeah, no, this movie's so much better than Tenet. But like the difference between this and the difference between this and Tenet, right? And I talked about this exact thing on the Tenet episode. Tenet is spending pretty much its entire runtime like grabbing you by the lapels and being like, I'm explaining this to you correctly, right? You understand all this, right? You get this, right? And Inherent Vice is just like walking behind you with like a blunt, being like, hey, whatever, man. Like it's cool. We're just gonna like drive over here. Whatever. Like this movie's not like failing the way that Tenet failed because it's not trying the way that Tenet tried.
I agree with that. It definitely didn't fail the same way as that movie did, albeit it's still failing.
Definitely not. I mean, are you ready for the rating? Because I'm gonna fucking rock your world with it.
Oh, I know yours is gonna be money. I didn't think it was worse than Tenet, but I didn't think it was better than Tenet. I gave it a 2 stars also.
4.5 stars. Basically a masterpiece.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty much a masterpiece. Love pretty much all of this. Just wish it was kind of shorter. That's pretty much my whole take with this movie.
Okay. Well,
that's all.
That was to me, it was like watching a cartoon without the actual cartoons themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty cartoony, I think. Pretty funny movie. Yucking it up the whole time. Funny stuff. See, I think Christopher Nolan is bad at comedy.
Absolutely, I can agree with that.
I think Paul Thomas Anderson, like, you might not like his comedy, but he's doing it. Like he's doing it the way he wants to do it.
No, you know what? I'm actually going to take, because they're, at least in most, not all of them, but in almost every one of a Nolan movie, there are 2 to 3 little chuckly lines that at least you're getting from Alfred, or like
they're chuckly because they're like dad jokes, I guess. They're not
you know what? I'll take the dad jokes over a random yell with no response.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
Every 10 out of 10 times. I don't need that nonsense.
Oh, I do. I need more of it. We have too much shit we have too many movies that are just like served to us on a silver platter. Joke, here's the joke for joke, thing. I want more of movies like this that are completely incomprehensible and just like goofy and fun. Like they're not trying to impress you or like win you over. Like the movie's just doing what it's doing.
I got the other feeling. It was trying so hard to make me laugh, and none of them really hit.
I don't think it's trying hard to make you laugh at all. It's just I literally feel like there's no effort put into the comedy here. It's just like Joaquin Phoenix and Paul Thomas Anderson. We're just like, hey, what'd be funny is if like you just screamed at this photo. Like, well, let's get a take of that. Like that, there's no way that's like overwritten or anything like that.
Sure, okay, I get that, but at the same time, that's not. Anyone can just do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that anyone can do it. Like just a random yell.
Yeah, but like it's the fucking yell is so funny to me. That's the thing. It's just people trying stuff and just doing weird shit. 4.5 stars. We love it.
Oh, 2 tied for my lowest with Tenet. It
so
honestly,
much better than Tenet. Holy shit!
It was. It started as a 2. It went up to 2.
At least this movie has like compassion and like characters that are like caring about things. Tenet is just like Christopher Nolan was like, okay, read the script.
Who cares? No.
Are you kidding me? Doc cares.
Doc cares about Shasta, but he also like
cares about Owen Wilson, cares about Jenna Malone, cares about he cares about pretty much everyone he comes in contact with.
But here's another thing. That's his job. He was doing all that for payment. Well, no.
I mean, not really.
He ended up for sure, because
it's his job. It's his job, but it's not his.
Even that opening scene with Shasta, he goes, I have a business now. Because even that right off rip, he's trying to say, I do this for money now.
Well, yeah, because those two have like a troubled past. It's not his job to go back and rescue Owen Wilson and get all of the cocaine that Bigfoot, planted on him back to the fucking Golden Fang and return Owen Wilson to say that's not his job. He didn't get paid for that. Like, he cares. That's all it is. He's a very compassionate character. I'm just saying this movie has so much more like emotion than Tenet, which is, I mean, sure, the emotion in this movie is like stoned out of its mind, but like Tenet, it's like Christopher Nolan was like, read my script. All right, you are my robot people now. Go. Like that's it. There's nothing.
No, hey, you're not gonna convince me that Tenet wasn't a dumpster fire, but
Yeah.
I just think this is right.
I mean, if you think this is a dumpster fire, at least there's a bunch of weed in the fire. Like that's the thing. That's the thing I'm arguing here. If you don't like that's fine.
Yeah, like mids. Like
I don't know what that means.
It's just poor quality.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I set up a bad joke because I don't know anything about weed. I fucked myself.
That's all right. We'll just say it wasn't the Chronic.
Yeah, no, this was that OG good Kush. That's what this was.
No, this was
so good.
This is the equivalent to Doc's 1970s stale weed.
Okay, sure. Again, I don't really know. Whatever. Maybe it was bad.
Well, weed. You know what? Next. So this is considered. I looked up. It's like a neo-noir crime.
Yeah, kind of. I just think of this as like a hard-boiled detective movie.
Yeah, definitely. There was no. I don't think there was. Sure, I think one. Like, does IMDb have this listed as a comedy?
Yep, funny fucking movie.
Oh my god.
I don't know if IMDb has this listed as a comedy. It's a comedy. It's fucking hilarious.
I feel like most people agree that it wasn't funny.
I mean, wrong. This movie has great reviews. This movie has great reviews.
Good acting.
Yeah, and good writing, and good soundtrack, good cinematography. Pretty much just good everything.
It wasn't as like, obviously, I went on for a long time with The Master, how gorgeous that movie was.
I mean, yes. No, it wasn't as good looking as The Master. No. I think this movie is like, I don't know. I've said the same things over and over. I think this movie's so weird because it's like, it is essentially like if Judd Apatow made this movie, you'd be like, whatever, one of his worst movies. I don't know. You wouldn't have to think about it. But because it's made by like a prolific drama director, if you don't like it, you're like, well, he failed at comedy. It's like, no, I didn't. Like, this movie's fucking funny. It's just you didn't expect this from this guy.
I would put it right up there with funny people with Judd Apatow, where it's like,
okay, well, that's a bad example because that movie is a drama, and the whole point of the title of that movie is like ironic. And oh my god, I'm gonna choke you.
Oh god,
I'm gonna reach up to your 6'7" height and just get my fucking hands around you, get a step stool, and get up there and choke you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. When we do our next comedy, we have the similar taste when it comes to Rick and Morty. So
I mean, Rick and Morty's good. Like
but that's my style right there. That
you can have more than one style.
But that style makes me laugh, and this one doesn't.
That's weird. I don't know what to tell you. And you like The Nice Guys because I think the stuff that's funny about The Nice Guys is the same stuff that's funny about this movie.
Yeah, because Ryan Gosling is way funnier than Joaquin Phoenix. Way funnier, and it isn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, you might, but see, the thing is, I think generally I would agree with you, except for I think Joaquin Phoenix in this movie specifically is so funny.
Okay, so anyone listening out there, go throw on in here advice. This was a polarizing one. Let us know what you think, because not a fan over here, but on the other side of me, big fan.
Kind of a masterpiece. That's kind of what I think.
Oof, just throwing that word around when willy-nilly.
I mean, yep, coming from Paul Thomas Anderson. Yep.
Is there a little PTA bias?
Yes. He's one of my favorite directors. Of course there is.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Yeah, I'll admit it. Yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to do next? You want to play the game before? No, wait. Let's end with the game. Let's talk about some movies that are coming out that we're looking forward to.
Well, the one I'm going to talk about, you are not looking forward to.
Wow, you keep doing this to me.
Yeah, I know.
What is it?
But the director's Cary Joe Fukunaga, I believe his name is.
Cary Fukunaga?
Yeah. He was True Detective. You know him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Really smart dude.
But he's doing the new Bond.
He directed the new Bond movie?
No Time to Die.
I had no clue that he directed that movie. Yeah, I'm not that interested. I never saw a James Bond movie, but go ahead.
Well, then I was looking up IMDb and just to look over the cast, and then I saw your Rami Malek in there, and I was like, yeah, he really isn't going to want to see this.
Yeah, not a fan. Yeah, not a fan. I did not know Cary Fukunaga did this movie.
So here's the thing. I know you are super anti-Bond, but not anti-Bond.
No, I'm not anti-Bond at all.
You're just not a.
I'm a neophyte. I just haven't cracked that egg yet. That's all.
Sure.
I have nothing against James Bond.
The Daniel Craig ones, 2 of them were incredible. 2 of them were bad.
Oh, 2 of them were just straight up bad. I heard that what is it? Spectre was bad.
I didn't see the newest one. That was Spectre, right?
Yeah, I heard that one was just bad.
Okay.
But I know like Skyfall and like Casino Royale are supposed to be great, right?
Those two are incredible. Both
You
of
didn't
them
like
are
Quantum of Solace?
awful.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Awful.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
no base for this, but
But the new one has Ana de Armas.
we love her.
She's great.
Yeah.
And it has Ralph Fiennes.
I mean,
Rafe.
listen, we love Rafe. Yeah.
Like, I want more of him in my life.
Then go
So
watch his movies. They're out there, bud.
I know
Here's the crazy thing about Rafe Fiennes. You just like, and I'm not even talking about you specifically, just anyone in the world. You discover Rafe Fiennes. I don't know. Maybe you saw Schindler's List. Maybe you found him through Harry Potter, and you're like, this guy fucking rules. There are so many movies for you to go see that will
I
blow
found
your
through the
fucking
English
mind.
Patient.
The English Patient, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a big one. Yeah, but like, if you fall in love with him, you can just follow his career, and you will always be happy. Like, he pops up in Bruges, hysterical, great. He's
Amazing.
like the second lead in A Bigger Splash, which is a movie that like is
He's the Red Dragon.
He is the Red Dragon. Brett Ratner. We're not covering that movie though.
I try to slip him in, folks. You heard it.
Yeah, I just love Ray Fiennes, but yeah, he's in the new Bond, right?
I'm pretty
Has he
sure
been in a couple of those or no?
I want to say because Judi Dench played Q.
Is that what he's doing now?
And now he's M, and I think M replaced
Okay.
Q.
Okay. Who's Ben Whishaw? Isn't Ben Whishaw like his little gadget dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Love Ben
originally was played by John Cleese as like Bond's gadget guy for
Incredible.
many years. And
No,
it was
Ben
great.
Whishaw is playing Q. Ray Fiennes is M.
Yeah, what did I say? Oh,
who Judi Dench
Judi
used to be
Dench.
Q?
Judi Dench used to be M,
Okay.
and now Ray Fiennes is M. But Q has always been Bond's gadget guy.
Yo, this cast aside from Rami Malek is pretty stacked. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, this
You
guy,
got Leah Seydoux, who should be in a Bond movie, but I heard that she's not really playing the right role. Christoph Waltz coming back. Naomi Harris is great. Jeffrey Wright, one of my all-time favorites. Awesome
stacked.
Stacked cast. Very exciting.
And I'm pretty sure this is Daniel Craig's last one, so I think they're going to throw everything at the wall for it. Which
Yeah, might as well.
That's one thing Bond always gets right is the stunt work. So I'm down.
Seen him. Yeah, cool. I mean,
There's been some great Bonds.
Oh, I mean, there's what 24 movies now. Like,
Mhm.
I know there are a bunch of classics.
Oh, I love Timothy
I
Dalton.
should probably
ones.
do.
Pierce Brosnan, Money.
Yeah,
Obviously, I didn't really. I think I saw the Connery ones a long time ago, but
yeah.
Dalton was always my Bond.
Oh, that's your guy, huh?
Dalton and then Brosnan. Yeah.
All right. Who would you want to play Bond next?
Oh, geez, Idris Elba.
Exactly, right? I was gonna say there's only one like proper answer, and it's Idris Elba.
Like, that's Bond. He looks like Bond in real life. Like,
look at him. He's dapper, British, handsome.
Why?
Put him in a suit. Like, what? Yeah, it's
you're
Bond.
You're telling me he wouldn't be at the bar shaking, not stirring,
And
just
I'm
like
not.
women like that's Bond.
I am not trying to talk bad about Idris Elba at all. I want to be clear. I love Idris Elba.
I love him.
I've heard a lot of people throw out that maybe Tom Hardy was in line to play Bond next. I think that is a waste of Tom Hardy's talent. And I think Tom Hardy would be like bored doing it. I think Idris Elba is perfect for Bond. He's a little bit boring. Like, he's just kind of got that, not boring, maybe not that's the, but very just sort of traditional kind of persona to him. Whereas Tom Hardy is like best when you just let him do wacko shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Tom Hardy like in a tuxedo with a gun for 5 or 6 years. I want to see Idris Elba do that.
I agree. I think
Idris Elba is
you
more
nailed
like a
it.
traditional spy hero.
I also think Tom Hardy's too short for #MyBond.
Sure. Well, I mean, he played Bane, so they could digitize him up a little bit if they wanted to.
Didn't they put him in heels for that?
No, I think they literally just CGI'd him bigger.
Okay.
Well,
I know there was a couple of scenes where they shot him
like the platform.
Yeah.
Like the forced perspective shit.
Yeah.
All right, it's my turn. My upcoming movie.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so first of all,
October for Bond, by the way, October 2021.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Yeah,
I know that's been getting pushed back for like 2 years.
Yeah.
God. So first of all, I need to brag because a couple episodes ago I said I was really excited for Julia Ducournau's Titane, which just won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. It fucking just won that shit. First female director solo to win that award. Big deal for that movie. I get points for calling that. I'm just saying that right now.
Right.
I get massive points. The last movie to win the Palme d'Or was fucking Parasite, and that went on to be the best movie ever made. So pretty good track record for the Palme d'Or. Yeah.
Do they give that out once a year?
Yeah, it can. They didn't have one last year because Cannes got canceled.
COVID.
because of the terrible plague.
Can got canned.
Can got canned, yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, just wanted to brag a little bit about getting excited about Titan really early on because won the Palme d'Or.
Titan, tell me about it.
I did tell you about it.
Who's directing it?
Julia Ducournau. French movie. We talked about it. We talked about it on a different episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Like looks like a weird body horror movie.
Yeah.
It's really erotic and weird. All right. So the movie I'm bringing today also premiered at Cannes. And I did not know it premiered at Cannes because it kind of got swept under the radar. But the couple reviews I've read, pretty fucking solid. From one of my favorite directors, who we will definitely cover, animation, directed by Mamoru Hosoda, who did The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Boy and the Beast. He did Mirai, which came out like 2 or 3 years ago, which is great. His new movie is coming out. It's called Belle, and it looks like a mix of like The Matrix and Beauty and the Beast. It's like some weird romance thing, but it's set in like the VR world of the internet.
Okay.
And it's animated. And I urge you to go look up the trailer to this thing because it is stunning.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to watch Boy and the Beast. You told me that I would really enjoy that one. I didn't get
We're
around
just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to do him. Like,
yeah, I'll throw him on the list.
One of my favorite directors.
But the Mirai, I did watch that, and that was good.
That one made me cry like a baby.
So, okay, so he's got a new one coming out. What is his name? Hosoda?
Mamoru Hosoda. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll throw him on the list right now.
Yeah, because I think this would be his 6th movie, so that's a pretty good amount of movies for us to cover.
That's right in our
that's perfect
sweet spot.
Exactly. So we could totally do him, and all of his movies I think are really worth talking about. Summer Wars is the only one where I'm like, it was all right, but the rest of them are all fucking great. So
yeah, I don't know, for season 3 we haven't announced yet. Who knows what director we're doing?
I do. I mean, you and I both know who it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we both know who it is. You guys don't.
Oh man, yeah. So, all right, you ready to play the game?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're playing a game for this one. We're gonna do Josh Brolin.
Okay.
So the only thing is, for Josh Brolin, we're gonna do the top like 6 or 7 because you know the first 2.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Correct.
Endgame 1, Infinity War 2.
Correct. So
okay.
I'm having you guess Josh Brolin's highest grossing films. Obviously, Endgame and Infinity War are number 1 and 2. So that's why I was like, let's do more than just 5 because that was boring. Number 3.
I think Deadpool 2's got to be in there.
Absolutely, Deadpool 2. Absolutely. Number 4.
This is where it gets a little tricky.
Let's see what you got. You want a clue?
I'm gonna throw it just to throw this up. Is the Goonies in there?
The Goonies is all the way down at like 10.
Okay. All right.
It's 9. Goonies is number 9. All right. Number 4 is
No Country for Old Men.
That is number 7.
Okay.
Yeah, No Country, number 7. Number 4 is it's a sequel to like a comedy franchise. It's really weird that this movie came out and that he's in this movie playing the role he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's been popping up in like, I feel like a lot in the last decade.
Yeah. I don't even know how to describe this without like giving it away.
Right.
It's a sequel to like a very beloved comedy action sort of franchise. It's the 3rd entry.
I know Old Boy's not in there somewhere.
No.
Oh, wasn't there was another one where it's him and Elizabeth Olsen.
You're thinking way too small. This movie is like, what's like one of the most beloved like 90s action comedy kind of.
These questions always just expose me for like, and then it's like, oh, Waterboy 10 minutes later, like.
It's kind of that. The thing about this movie is, even though like it is a sequel to very, 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 very big like comedy, you do forget that this movie came out. Like you kind of just forget like, oh right, they made a 3rd one. Like what?
Oh, Men in Black 3.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Like what? Why'd they do that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do like 2 more.
I thought the 3rd one was better than the 2nd one.
I agree. Yeah, no, the 3rd one's not like completely atrocious. It's just like, wait, they made that? You forget.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, number 5 on the list here.
Also, is that great casting or what? Josh Brolin as a younger Tommy Lee.
Like if you told me that without me seeing the movie, I'd be like, well, that's a bad idea, right? That's not going to work. And then you watch and you're like, holy shit, he nailed this.
Oh, so I was like, no, he nailed it, freaking nailed it. All right, so what else we got? We got
Let's do number 5 and 6 because you got number 7. So let's work our way back and complete all these. So number 5, he's very important to this movie, but isn't in it much. It's a remake, and it is kind of crazy how much money this movie made, because you just wouldn't think this kind of movie would make this much money. Came out a couple years before Men in Black 3. Big revival for Josh Brolin.
Yeah, I know what movie this is. It's on the tip of my tongue because I swear he's done this a lot with his career. Like, I feel like he takes, I don't want to say like small roles, but he definitely.
Yeah, I think 2007 is when he starts to like make a really big comeback. And I think in 2010, when this movie comes out, it starts to become even more apparent. And then it just sort of onwards and upwards from there. But it's a remake of a famous movie. This movie is directed by a really famous pair of directors.
Oh wait. Yeah. It's not the freaking, oh my goodness, Rooster Cogburn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With
crazy that you remembered his name, but not the name of the movie.
Have you met a lot of people named Rooster Cogburn?
Sure.
No, that's, oh my goodness, old.
Nope.
No.
No, but you're on the right track.
I know. It's Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Freaking Jeff Bridges, my girl Haley Steinfeld.
Yep. You got the movie. It's True Grit.
True Grit.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Last one we'll do. I think you might like this movie a lot. I did not know he was in this movie. He might be like a really small role. It's the same year as No Country for Old Men. Pretty big movie though, from a big director. I don't know. It's probably like a big crime drama.
Oh, yeah, I know it. It's opposite Sean Penn.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know who's in this movie. I mean, I know the two leads of this movie.
It's about
No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. This movie is like, no, it's not Gangster Squad.
Gangster Squad.
It's not Gangster Squad. This is a little bit, probably like a much better movie. Like, it's by like a real director. But I mean, one of the words from Gangster Squad is in the title of this movie.
Interesting. So it's either Gangster or Squad.
Correct, and it's not Squad.
So Gangster,
yeah.
Gangsters.
No,
Josh Brolin and
I don't. It's not a Josh Brolin movie, is the thing. It's
which ones are really?
Sure. That's fair. That's really fair. Honestly, that's really fair.
Name a Josh Brolin vehicle.
Is it Sicario? No, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's in anything that's just like the Josh Brolin is the star of the movie. Interesting. Jonah Hex. There we go. Nailed it.
Oh my God, that is a Josh Brolin vehicle.
God. Yeah, Jonah Hex. No, okay, so this movie, the last movie we're going to guess, you ready?
Yeah.
Is directed by a big famous director that you like a lot, that you probably want us to cover. Stars one of the biggest actors of the 90s and one of the biggest actors of the early 2000s. It's probably like a true crime drama about like New York.
I swear I've seen this movie.
Yeah,
I thought I hit it with Gangster Squad.
You're on the right tail. I mean, literally the word gangster is in the title. There's just another word that's in the title. It's instead of gangster blank, it's blank gangsters, or just gangster singular. I've never seen this, so I can't help you much more.
Oh, great.
It's a Ridley Scott picture.
What? That just completely threw me. Josh Brolin and Ridley Scott. So this has got to be like that. Didn't he do like that like Robin Hood movie?
No, it's like, Denzel Washington's in it. Russell Crowe's in it.
Okay, I know I've seen this then.
Do you give up? We have to give up.
Yeah, give up.
It's American Gangster.
An American Gangster.
Yeah,
that's
American Gangster.
Oh,
I feel like Jay-Z did like a song for it or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad movie.
Never seen
it. I wouldn't have got Brolin from that.
No, I didn't even know he was in it. So, but that's one of his highest grossers.
Wow.
And just below No Country for Old Men, coming in at number 8, a movie that I stand up for, Hollow Man.
Oh, everyone should stand up for Hollow Man.
You like Hollow Man?
Who doesn't like Hollow Man?
A lot of people don't like Hollow Man.
I don't. Those people are wrong.
I agree. Hollow Man's fucking demented and awesome. I love it.
Okay, I love Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, I love Paul Verhoeven. Like,
come on.
Yeah, nothing I could do about it. Like,
no. Oh,
anyways.
yeah. I loved. I would. I would always. back in the day when there used to be video rental stores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be one that would be a frequent rental.
Yeah, a movie
Right
rules.
up there with Broken Arrow, Tremors 2, Big Fish.
I was mostly just renting Dynasty Warriors 5 Extreme Legends to play over and over again. That was pretty much all I was doing.
I was spam renting those 3 movies more than anything.
Did you say Big Fish at the end there?
Big Fish, Broken Arrow, and Tremors.
It's John Woo, right? I've never seen Broken Arrow.
Oh, I tell you, people don't give Travolta enough respect for playing a villain.
True. Yeah, I got nothing else for you. You're right.
And he plays
he's much better at playing a scumbag than like a leading man.
He's so good at playing a villain.
Because whenever he plays a leading man, you're kind of like, what's the deal with this guy? You're like, there's something smarmy about him. But when he plays a villain, it just makes sense. It's like he's just got the right energy for it.
Don't make me bring up Face Off, okay?
You can bring up Face Off anytime you want, bud.
I love it. And so I love Face Off. I don't care.
God.
The way that the Nick Cage and Travolta, the way they switch and become the villain, and Travolta is just such a great villain there. But
and then they go to magnet prison. I mean, what a great
awesome
crazy movie.
Awesome.
All right. You got anything else? We didn't agree on this movie. I think that'll probably be the lasting legacy of you and I talking about this movie. I'm gonna watch it many more times. I love to sit down and just like have this on in the background and look up and just smile.
I did what you said after, that opening scene. Mm-hmm. I stopped and I was just like, all right. I paused a couple times just to like try to digest. Oh well, wait, let's.
Yeah, we've gone over it.
Yeah.
My take is don't do that.
And my take is try whatever you can. It won't help. Coming up next, we have the Phantom Thread.
Yeah, his most recent movie, Phantom Thread.
We get to go back to the GOAT.
Daniel Day-Lewis, his last movie.
Yeah, so very excited for that. I'm actually, like I said before, I didn't get to finish it, so I'm very excited.
You haven't seen all of it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Very curious. Yeah, I love this movie very much.
So,
all right. Well, we'll see you next week. My name is James.
I'm Brent.
And thanks for listening.
See ya.